Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm working on building a bin for some superworms. If you haven't seen my last video, I mentioned it. I showed my unboxing of my new superworms and mealworms, and I just wanted to explain what I'm going to do. I have two of these buckets actually. My superworms are in one of them right now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to be cutting out this lid on this line that I drew, so that the tub sits inside the lid up to somewhere so that it actually drops inside the next bucket. The lid will go on top of the other bucket like that and then sit inside, and I'll have a screen on the bottom, which I'm going to be cutting out the bottom of this container for, and then I'm going to be gluing a screen in there so that my superworms can lay the eggs, they can hatch, and then fall straight through into the next bucket. So I'm going to get on this and I'll show you what I'm doing as I go, and then at the end I'll have the finished product set up. Alright, so you can see I've cut out the lid to sit around here. I've cut it so that it sits with about 4 inches of the bucket above the lid, so the rest of this bottom bucket is going to sit inside the second bucket, and then I have a lid just like this one that's going to go on the top here. But before I glue this in place, I'm just going to draw a couple lines to make sure I know where I'm at, and then I'm going to cut some vent holes in here on either side, and then a couple on the bottom edge here possibly as well, but I'm not 100% on those ones. So like I said before, I was cutting a hole, but my X-Acto knife, you got to be really careful when you use these things, and I was being very careful, so I didn't cut myself. I could have, but the side here kind of exploded, which is a bit of a bummer. But I'm going to be able to salvage the bucket and everything. As you can see, it's, yeah, quite the hole. But yeah, that's going to be my vent hole. Big broken spot. Alright, so I've moved myself over to another table. I've got my hot glue gun heating up, and I got this chunk out of the bottom here, and while I was cutting I realized that this the white plastic is a lot softer than the clear plastic. So if you're cutting clear plastic with an X-Acto knife, you really have to be careful, otherwise it'll crack, like I said here. I used a bit of super glue to get this white piece in place for now, and I used some of the super glue to patch up that explosion that I had on the side. So I've got my little vent there, which is going to get a screen put in it, and then another screen in here. So here's the finished product. I've got the screen glued into the bottom, I've got the vent glued into the side, and the lid fixed onto the edge so that it sits inside the next box. So now I'm going to bring this home and show you guys the finished product and get my well, actually, I don't need to get any beetles in here just yet because I don't have any, but as soon as my worms start to pupate, I'll have something to put in here. Alright, so now this is what I wanted the whole thing to look like. Like I said, the bucket sits inside the other one. It's got the screen, and once I have some beetles, which are going to be coming from in here, I've got my superworms waiting to pupate. Once those are done pupating, they'll go in the top and they'll breed, and then everything falls into the bottom, just like I said. And once I get some pupa, I'll definitely do an update and show you guys how I'm doing. So that's the box that I'm trying for my superworms. I'd love to hear any input, any suggestions on anything I might need to change. Who knows? Have a good one, guys.